resolution right at the end. Welcome everybody to, I'm not even sure what to number this at this point because of all of the things that have been going on in my life. We've got some episode of YGLT, you'll know it because it will be written on the episode number. You can read it. Welcome. I am your host, Adam Moshcatel. With me again, for the first time, both of those things are true in any way you want to put them together, because she has not, to your knowledge, been on the podcast. I have with me writer, director, and star of recently uploaded web series Fame Dogs. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause wherever you are, be it subway, on a bike. Take your hands out of whatever they're doing right now, no matter how life-threatening that may be, and give a round of applause to Sylvia Batey Alcala. Hello.
Hello. Oh. Thank you for having me for the first time again.
You're welcome. So if you haven't paid attention to my Facebook, and I don't know what's wrong with you if you're not doing that, and you're listening. I wonder what the Venn diagram of people who listen to my podcast and know what I'm doing on Facebook is. Probably very high, I would imagine.
Yeah, no, it seems like a circle.
So for anybody that's outside of that circle, I had my apartment broken into on Christmas. I don't want a pity party. I've had enough of that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, thank you. Okay. That's the end of the pity party. That was fun. Confetti is everywhere now. It's all gray. But that means I lost the episode that I recorded with Sylvia, which unfortunately was a perfect song.
It was a perfect song.
Yeah.
It occurs to me now, though, I wonder if whoever has your laptop is watching Fame Dogs and listening to the song that you wrote, thinking, like, that is perfect.
Well, I doubt they're able to get into it. One of my comforts in this is that I'm like, those dummies aren't going to be able. Either they're going to destroy all the data, or also my company probably destroyed all the data.
Oh.
And
recording podcasts on your company laptop,
That's fine.
This is the new laptop.
It is. They've gotten me a new one. They're very nice.
Okay.
And I bought myself a new one to replace my shitty old one. So, yeah, good stuff. Overall, it's fine. But I did lose your podcasts, which sucks. It does give me the opportunity to have somebody on again, to try to, if I haven't already said it, because I don't think I have, what the premise of my podcast is, to try to write the perfect song for my guest. So I get to try to write you 2 songs in a row that are perfect.
Yeah.
So let's start, let's start by, can you describe what the impetus for the perfect song was? Do you remember what was my impulse?
Because I was listening to Disney music recently, and I was specifically jamming on the villain songs.
Right.
And so you wrote a topical villain song based on current events.
That's true. I can't remember why I wanted to make it topical, but that was the thing that I did.
I was surprised by that, but in a positive way.
Yeah. So I'm all about virality. Just this podcast is just maximal viral. That's a sentence. So actually, what I'm going to do, since I am having you back, and the reason I'm having you back is because the recording of your perfect song got destroyed. I'm just going to play it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I want to.
Let's see if it holds up.
Yeah, I think what's nice is that this is the first time I'll have played a song multiple times before recording it, outside of the writing process, like just played the song when it's done. So I'm like better at it than I usually am at most of the songs that I've written.
Oh, good.
So yay. I've created expectation now, so it's time to fulfill it. Sylvia, would you mind switching the microphone settings?
I don't mind.
Okay. Paris, France, what a beautiful place for mischief. So many devils, delights, and puppets to string. Look, it's America's sweethearts on vacay. I'll be the man who tries to take their things. I'm the man who robbed Kim Kardashian. Me and my buddies, we sure had our fun. I robbed Kim Ye's freaking penthouse, but now I'm on the run. Kanye reacted exactly how I wanted. I broke him, America, and I'm not sorry. He's been hospitalized, I'm 2016's villain. Here to poop on an already pooped party. I am the man who robbed Kim Kardashian. Me and my buddies, we sure had our fun. I robbed Kim Ye's freaking penthouse, and now I'm on the run. Now I'm on the run. Now I'm on the... That's the end of the song. Yeah. So I wrote that before. I'm not going to ask you to review it. I guess, I should. Why would I waste that opportunity? How did it feel the second time around?
It's still perfect.
Technically, actually, the third time around, in case I don't edit this out, I'm going to go ahead and say it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it a thing on this podcast. If I ever screw up, I'm going to have to admit to it.
Yeah.
So, third time around, because I messed up the second time recording it.
Still perfect.
Okay. All right.
I really love the choice to pronounce the last name as Kardashian. Just screw that extra syllable. I like that.
I don't have time. No time for that extra syllable.
Yeah. I like that, and the fact that the guy whose voice the song is in considers himself 2016's main villain.
Yes.
All the people in the world it could have been.
It's him.
It's him.
Yep, it's accurate.
Yeah.
Actually, can I have you scoot a little closer to the microphone? I've realized one of my big problems on this podcast is that I sound louder than my guests, and I don't like listening to that.
How about now?
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Oh,
okay.
I'm sitting up straight. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We're doing it.
Sylvia, like on last week's episode, for the first time on my podcast, you brought me a gift.
I did bring you a gift.
Yes. Last week you brought me, what was it? It was blackberry.
It was blackberry habanero wine.
Yes.
Fizzy wine.
And it was lovely.
It was.
It was way better than I ever thought it would be. I enjoyed it.
It fizzed. We got nice audio, fizz audio.
It's true. You've brought me another thing today. It's currently wrapped up in a paper bag. I have no idea what it is. I'm going to ask you before we reveal it. I've brought out 2 novelty glasses. Choose which one you'd like. There's a Sea Hops glass from Seattle, and there is a Oktoberfest Prost. Yeah, there you go. I'll stay Seattle, you stay LA.
Yeah.
There you go. So the time has come. Reveal to me, what is this? What is in this bag?
This is another alcoholic beverage. I hope that's okay with you.
It is. It's from Bevmo. I can see that now. Okay. Oh, God, the Foley work. I
wanted you to think it was a boutique that I got it from.
I'm so sorry. I read it.
So this is, I believe this is from a California brewery.
Wonderful. It's blue
it's
lettering.
A vanilla cream ale.
Oh, boy.
Cali Creamin'.
I think I'm really going to like this one.
Yeah.
I think I liked the last, unless they here's the thing. The blackberry habanero was I can't imagine a better blackberry habanero wine. You can fuck up a vanilla cream and I'll notice.
Yeah.
I know what it should taste like.
Yeah.
I had no idea what habanero blackberry would.
Yeah,
so
this is good. Let's
All right, pop it right into that microphone.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't again splash my mic with any alcohol. Yay, again, didn't happen. Great noises.
I'm not as good at pouring beer as I would like to be.
That's okay.
My sister-in-law is always there you're doing it wrong. It's going to have a head. But
You want a little
Some people
head.
like that.
I think what I think is the best way to pour a beer is you want to go about 2/3 flat and then tilt it up so you get the little bit of I'm gonna sound like
Bougie beer dude.
I was gonna say like Europhile. I don't know what the word would be for that, but I know in like Belgium, I think they like a head. You know, it's cultural. Americans are just like fill it up.
Yeah.
I don't want any. That's air there. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I want the
You wanna
liquids.
try this?
I do.
Cheers.
I do. Cheers.
To second chances.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. Okay, yeah. Sylvia was dancing. I was contemplating. Yes, it's very good. She's going for a second sip. That's an immediate second sip, guys. That's pretty incredible. I think I got to go for it too.
Yeah, enjoy. This is from Mother Earth Brew Company. In case you wanted something really Californian, it's Cali Creamin' by the Mother Earth Brew Company, and the logo is a surfboard and a VW bus on a beach with palm trees.
That's awesome.
And waves breaking.
Yeah. Let me look at that really quick. Yes. Cali Creamin', Mother Earth Brew Company, the finest beer in all Los Angeles. I hope you guys liked my advertisement for you.
Yeah. This is how Californian it is, actually. There's a freeway map on the back.
Oh, yeah. Wait, so to get there, guys, by the map, you could... well, it depends on where you're coming from. If you're coming from the east side, you're probably going to be taking the 78. How are you going to get to the 78, though? When you take the 15... how are you going to get on the 15 from the 2, maybe? Mm-hmm. Okay.
210.
This is good stuff.
Yeah.
Or you can, if you're coming from the south, the 5's right there. And yeah, it's right there on Thibodaux Road, Suite H. So if anybody wants to go visit...
Go down there.
This beer company, please go do it.
Report back.
Yes. Please report back. Sylvia, let's do a segment. Actually, no. First, let's do the recap of the score. God, I don't even know what it is. Do we count? I think we have to say that I had a perfect song.
Yeah.
Is it like I got fouled in basketball and it's like, it doesn't count as a goal unless I made it? Is that kind of the idea? Like, if I had gotten the episode deleted and it wasn't perfect, would I just not count it? That's my question. I guess that's up to that's
up to you. How do you sleep at night?
I'm gonna go with the NBA rule, and I'm gonna consider it a foul if somebody deletes my podcast, and if I miss, no penalty. If I make it, that's 1 out of 1.
All right.
So with that said, I have recorded. Oh geez, I can't even remember the number now. 6? What was it when you were on? Is that plus 1?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was more than 6.
Well, I'm trying to stay over the Mendoza line. I know that. I can do math. I'll do it. I'll retrofit the answer. That's not the right words, but I think it's 6.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll say 6. I have 6 perfect songs now out of 24. Is another guess.
Yeah, that's 1/3.
So that was
That's
that was a super confusing recap. You didn't learn anything if you're at home. I only confused you with numbers. I have recorded 6 out of 24 perfect songs. There we go. Stated simply, over the Mendoza line, over the 200 average in baseball.
25%.
There we go. Let's do the segment that I was going to do.
Let's do the segment.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm all over the place. The segment is called You're Gonna Love This, where I tell my guest about music that has been really great for me recently. I've got a couple. This is going to be the first one where I have 2 things I can't not get off my chest. I can't remember what I said last week, but this week the 2 are, A, I've been getting super into the Smiths recently. B, and I said that to Jaquise, actually, so that was on the previous podcast. I'm saying it again.
Still counts.
Yes. B, Run the Jewels 3 is out. It's here. It's lovely. It's
Wasn't this
wonderful.
on Cassie's podcast?
May have also been. Man, I'm just going back and re-loving things.
Right.
You know what?
Love it all over again.
Hey, have you listened to either of these things?
No.
No.
I literally only know the Smiths from 500 Days of Summer. When she's in the elevator and she's like, oh, it's the Smiths, I love them. And then when she leaves the elevator, he's like, I have a boner forever.
Which is like now true for me retroactively. Like, and at the time I was like, what a stupid scene. And now I'm like, oh yeah, that's like the kind of girls I'm into.
High-waisted pants.
I feel like every time I have like expressed sexuality on this show, it's immediately grossed me out, and just made me want to stop recording a podcast.
Maybe you're secretly realizing that you're not a voyeur, an exhibitionist.
Oh.
But you're ashamed of it. So you tell the world, but then you feel bad.
Right. I mean, I think most fetishes are like you're slightly
it's like
shameful.
a shame thing, right? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm no psychologist. I'm no psychiatrist. I'm no therapist. I'm no psychology major. But
I saw a Freud bumper sticker.
Yeah, if you say mom and dick in the same sentence, you have a fetish. That's all that being said, listen to the Smiths. End of segment. Let's get into the interview. I've got myself a more difficult task today than I ever have given myself. Is there a pen anywhere near me?
There's 2 pens and a 3/4 of a fork.
That's correct. That is 3/4 of a fork. Up to listeners at home. Listeners, draw me a picture of what you think 3/4 of a fork is. If you get it right, I will say you did. And
post on your Facebook, because everyone who listens to your podcast follows you on Facebook.
Right, that circle.
Put
Okay.
the drawing there.
Exactly. I have a challenge because I can't just go for another Disney villain song. I think. I would imagine you think also. Yeah.
You can't at all.
Yeah, that doesn't. It's not going to be perfect for you. I would have to somehow write better, and that doesn't happen. That's not how this show works. I'm at my like peak abilities on this show. I've got 10 minutes, and I guess I'm not at my peak abilities. If I took any more time, I would probably make better songs.
Yeah.
But in terms of the quality of songs I'm going to get out,
songs very fast on a podcast on a regular basis.
I'm right up there. So I'm not going to be able to write you a better Disney villain song. So that's just out of the picture.
Yes.
So we got to mine some new musical ore. So let's get into that music cave. Let's bring our pickaxes of analysis.
Spelunking.
Here we go. Deep dive into the Sylvia cave. This is, again, I want to cancel the podcast.
I think you're more ashamed of that than I am.
Yeah, I want to stop recording. This is horrible. I'm so sorry, Mom. You're probably
now, if
listening.
you say dick, you have a fetish.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Mom. And Adam's dad.
Yeah, they
Hi to you both.
Yeah, they listened to Jaquisa's episode in the car ride together and told me about it.
Nice.
Yeah, they're very supportive. They're very nice. Hi, guys.
I had an awkward moment like that as a brief sideline.
Yeah.
There was a moment in Fame Dogs, and the premiere was at the Grove.
Wow.
And it was, because we submitted the entire series to festivals as a feature, and it got into this local festival. And so the world premiere was there, and there was this one moment where I there's a gross body joke in it, and my dad was the first person to get it, and I could hear him laugh very fast and loud before other people put what the joke was together, and it was just this mortifying moment of oh God.
My dad loves my pussy joke.
Yeah. Although it was a period joke.
Okay.
It was a homophone period joke. So you had to think, it was a thinker.
It was a thinker. It wasn't just check out my puss.
Yeah.
And then your dad was like, oh, my daughter, she's so funny.
Yeah. I like your goofy laugh.
Thank you. Oh!
Yeah, goofy.
You're right.
That thing he does.
It is. And that was your father is goofy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did not take me to the Powerline concert. It was actually really upsetting.
Did he give you a lot of cheese whiz when you were growing up, though?
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, man. Big.
Okay, so the Sylvia cave.
Let's get into that cave. I'm bringing my pick. I'm mining with my questions.
Right.
Here's question /pick number 1. What else do you like besides Disney music?
Lately, I've been kind of cycling between three things, and they're so unrelated. It's going to be worthless, but I'll say it anyway.
I love it.
So the first is the Jurassic Park theme.
Okay.
No, 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 no. That is, I think, maybe the best music theme ever. Yeah.
Quick question.
Yes.
Because it's my favorite video online of the whole everything. Have you ever seen the video of a man playing that poorly on a recorder?
No. That sounds delightful.
It's the best. He put it over the scene in the movie where they first see the dinosaurs. So it's just
that.
majestic dinosaurs with the shittiest recorder you've ever heard in your life.
I love that.
It's the best.
Well, and I'm actually of the opinion, if you watch Jurassic Park and Jurassic World,
yeah.
you will see the best and worst use of a movie theme in like any two movies, because it's used so well in Jurassic Park and it's very poorly used in Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm. Like most of like Chris Pratt was, like Bryce Dallas Howard was, like the budget of the CGI. Yes. Yeah, a lot of things were
But in the first one, like they hint at the theme the whole time and never actually play it. And the first time they play it is that moment when they turn around and they're like, oh, dinosaurs. Yeah. But then in Jurassic World, they don't really hint at it. They don't do any of like the cool clue you in music, the dun all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And the time when they choose to use it, you're not actually looking at dinosaurs. They're doing like a flyover of the park.
Oh, boring.
So it's just like, there's a gift shop too, and also a pool. It's like not majestic.
Right. And also like in Jurassic World, it's like a park. Like in Jurassic Park, it's a park in the sense of like Yellowstone is a park. Yeah. And in Jurassic World, it's a park in the sense that Disneyland is a park. Yeah. And it's so, that's not majestic. That's just like, these are things I know. I have seen these things.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not impressive.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's the thing one.
Okay, Jurassic Park theme. Okay. So be as good of a writer as Williams.
John Williams 1.0, not John Williams Redux.
Correct.
Is Redux the right word there?
I think it's I think it's just redo. I think that's just how the French say it. They also say redo. It's just spelled redux.
Oh, they say redo? And it's spelled redux?
Yeah, because they don't pronounce the UX, right?
Oh, man. It's like the ongoing war about LaCroix.
Well, I will say on that topic, I 100% I'm going to call it LaCroix because LaCroix, whatever you want to call it, it's definitely not LaCroix because...
That's how I say it. Well, with a hard R, LaCroix.
It originates from, get ready for it, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Really? Yep. The beverage does? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm glad I know that.
They changed the name to sound more French, so that
we should just always calling it
dumb
lacrosse.
Americans, sure, yes, but they were like, no, La Croix. So yeah,
you know what? Good for them. They knew who they were playing to, and they did it well.
It's there's a Jim Gaffigan joke about how French people sold us water, and then like LaCroix heard that and was like, we're gonna do that, but we're gonna be American, pretending to be French, selling Americans water. They're even
and it's
dumber.
Gonna be flavored fizzy water because
we're dumb.
Because it's us.
Yeah,
we get what we deserve.
Jurassic Park.
The second is also from a movie. I'm realizing it's an Ellie Goulding song.
Okay.
From Bridget Jones's Baby.
That's would be the most recent of the Bridget Jones movies?
It is. The second best of the three. They went back to the original director.
Good. And who is?
I don't remember her name, but it's a lady.
Great.
And...
That's the right person for Bridget Jones.
Yeah, they went with like a music video director for the second one, and the second one was a mess, that's and then confusing. The third one was great again.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you put a story that's about story and give it to a music video director, like who's good at making cool looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Moulin Rouge, great like music video director movie. Yeah. Bridget Jones, terrible choice.
Yes, there's not even any music in it. Like Moulin Rouge, there was music. Like you get why they would do that.
Exactamundo. That's why I said it.
There's that one.
Yes.
And that one's a delightful piece of music, and also used very, very well in the movie. There's a really important like shot that happens while that song is playing.
Okay.
Really great build up.
Hum it for me real quick if you can, or just sing it if you want to sing it.
I'm trying to let me think for a second.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the part where the cool thing happens.
Sure. Sounds like the Mario theme so far.
So the music is going da 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 da, and then when we get to the part where the cool thing is happening, she goes, it took us a while. Na 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 na. But all your scars and flaws are mine. Still falling for you. Choo, choo, choo. Still falling for you. Choo, choo, choo. And just like that. Wa-da-da-da-da. And she starts like wailing, and it's super cool.
Nice. Okay. I like that. There's a lot of information in that. The melody I had no ability to place because I couldn't tell what the chords were supposed to be under it, so that was not helpful.
Yes. I was hung up on whether or not to do her accent because she says flaws and scars, and it's like floors and scores. Flaws especially has an R in it. Floors.
Right.
That bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now, 100%. I am not going to be doing it. If I'm doing I don't think I'm going to be doing an Ellie Goulding song. I don't think that's the way this is going to go. But the inspiration I'm taking from that is not going to be...
It's not going to be adding R's?
No. Okay. Good. So that's number 2.
That's number 2.
Let's see. Let's hear number 3.
Number 3 is also really epic, but in a different way.
All
it's
right.
Worldwide Choppers by Tech-9.
Okay.
Also epic.
Yes, Tech-9.
There's no build up to that song. It just starts like, and then it just keeps going.
Those are fun songs. Here's a fun. I don't know if I ever said this on my podcast, but this is a song that I have enjoyed making people listen to recently. If you want the most like, just balls to the wall, like this is the song you would listen to while doing backflips on a snowboard. There's a song called "Let's Go." It is Travis Barker featuring Lil Jon, Twista, Yellow Wolf, and Busta Rhymes. It's just Travis Barker drumming, Lil Jon doing his hype man stuff, and then 3 of the fastest rappers in the world.
Nice. Actually, I think Worldwide Choppers is featuring Busta Rhymes.
Okay, great. Tech-9 would be maybe like the 4th or 5th fastest rapper in the world.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was appropriate to say.
Yes.
We were just in, and now we are out of the second You're Gonna Love This segment of this podcast. You didn't even know it was a secret silent one.
Wow.
I didn't tell you that it was happening.
It got segmented.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You were right. I don't think I'm really going to be able to use anything from any of those very effectively, at least. I'm not going to... I don't want to rap.
That's probably a fair choice.
Has been my main attitude toward it so far on the podcast. I imagine in my head alienating people doing that.
That's a fair assumption.
Yeah, I think my ability to alienate people as a white man appropriating shit is high. Mm-hmm. And it also, like, you know, I cannot tell you not to.
This is a running theme on the other podcast.
Uh-huh.
I do Brick House, which is a basketball podcast.
Yeah.
And in the NBA team previews for this season, they do one for every team. Mm-hmm. And there is a sketch at the beginning of all of them, but the 2 hosts are both white, and neither of them wanted to play a black NBA player in a sketch. So they ended up being sketches about, like, Sam Hinkie and Vlade Divac and just all the weird... Yeah. Uh-huh. There's, like Michael Jordan appears as a silent character in one of them. Uh-huh. But yeah, for that reason.
Right.
No one wants to be putting on anything that starts with black and ends with face, voice, any of the above. No. Or you shouldn't want to do that anyway.
Yeah.
Why would you want to?
I don't. I also don't think a white dude rapping is necessarily black voice.
No, it's
but
not.
I think
it's
on
easy. Brick House, it would
probably
have been.
would have been. Yeah. If they were like, let's have a sketch about. Well, you could see. There's guys. There's the international folk.
That's true.
Boris Diaw is a lovely gentleman. He had a hilarious interview on the Low Post recently where he talked about how. Sorry if I'm taking content away from Brick House right now.
No, tell me.
Before every game, and sometimes during halftime, Boris Diaw would have a shot of espresso.
Oh, I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And literally, the story was that if there were reporters in the San Antonio locker room it would be like 3, 2, 1, go Spurs, and then 3 seconds later, he's like starting the grind.
Oh my god, he had like a machine.
Yep, it's the best. He had it in the locker room, and then he would just make it and then do it, get on the court.
And never crapped his pants.
No.
That's the most impressive part of that.
That's the European way.
Saga, I think.
There's a Steve Kerr story about, I can't remember who. One year, I think, who was the European player that was on the Bulls?
Recently?
No, when Steve Kerr was on the Bulls. Who was? I don't remember. Anyway, some story about how European players play. Look up Steve Kerr funny story. You might find it.
Yeah, Europeans.
We gotta get back to this. I gotta figure something out because I don't have a lot to go on here.
Go with Jurassic Park.
Okay, well, what do you think? Let me ask you. So it's the. I feel like it's going to be difficult to replicate most of what draws you to the Jurassic Park theme song.
The majesty.
Yeah. An orchestra is playing, and he has access to somewhere in the 80 to 160 people. I am one man, one voice. I have a voice and a guitar.
Yeah.
I have 2 instruments. That's pretty good. It's not 160.
You got an egg?
I don't. I got no egg.
Damn it.
I've got my foot. I guess I can do bad drumming with my foot.
Alienate your neighbors?
Yes. I don't want to do that. So, and also, I think it's going to be real difficult although the last one was also a movie song, and that one succeeded. I was going to say that I think a lot of what you like about the Jurassic Park song is tied to nostalgia and it's tied to your sentiments about the movie. And I don't have a movie to tie my song to. It's just a song, so I don't have that.
You just have to make a song that I'll be nostalgic about podcasting with you in the future. You have to capture the essence of us podcasting.
So you want...
that in months, I'll think back on it every time I hear that song and be like, oh, that time.
And I'm very kind of nervous and scared to say this because this is usually how I decide what song I'm going to write. But I'll ask you, do you want me to write you the theme of this podcast? That's what it sounds like you want me to write. Like the Jurassic Park theme is what you want, what you're asking for. So it would be the song that would play at the crucial height moment of the podcast if you're watching at home.
I think that's actually, if you were to write a theme for the podcasting experience with the person.
Correct. I don't have a theme song for my podcast.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't want one. I think if you've been listening at home, you may have noticed that I've done a different thing at the start of every episode.
No, I just mean, I think the experience of recording my podcast probably has the longest story of the podcast because we have mystery ghost podcasts that got stolen. Oh, there's
a lot of peaks and valleys in there, actually.
Yeah, so then it's like we hit bam, like smash to black, roll credits, what's playing?
So these are 2 different things. Okay, so the first request was theme of Jurassic Park. Now you're saying like the My Heart Will Go On of this podcast. Do you want me to do which one? Which one do you want? Those are 2 very different requests.
Well, I feel like if I do a request, I'm
that's literally
tromping on your freedom.
No, what are you talking about? This podcast, it's called You're Gonna Love This. I'm not supposed to love anything. You are in control. Okay. That's why you're here, is to tell me what your perfect song is. If I don't know it, how am I supposed to write it?
I think, if you hadn't said My Heart Will Go On, I wouldn't have gone there, but now you did.
You started it by saying end credits song.
End credits, okay. Although the Jurassic Park theme is it
the end credits music also in Jurassic Park?
It doesn't start on the hook, but it plays.
They don't... I wish more movies did rap songs over the end credits, because that's one of my favorite things in the world.
I'm trying to think of an example.
Watch any Will Smith movie. Is a good example. Will Smith does that on every movie. He's been in pre 2004. I guess Hitch just ended with like a sweet dance number.
Yeah. Okay. I have to share something with you. You might end up cutting it out of this podcast, but now I can't not say it. Okay. So, I was at home for Christmas.
Yes.
My husband found a list of all of Denzel Washington's 47 IMDb credits ranked by quality.
By whom?
The internet. he plays a lawyer and there's a racist cop and they like both go to the same prostitute and there's jealousy or whatever. And
Wait.
Denzel Washington.
What's like the point of the movie? Because you
I'll
just
tell
told
you.
Okay.
This is all in the first 20 minutes.
What? That sounded like the entire plot of the movie.
No, that's what makes it so great and also
Okay.
his 47th best.
Yes.
So Denzel gets killed in a drive-by on the same night that the racist cop gets a heart attack and dies.
Oh no.
And is pronounced dead. And so he gets Denzel's heart.
Don't
And then
say
Ghost Denzel Washington follows him around and teaches him about black people and gets him to try and solve the mystery of who shot him. What's the most interesting part of it, though, is that Ghost Denzel changes ghost clothes. Like he's not in what he died in the whole time. He changes into these like super 1996 workout clothes. And then at one point he's in like a blue silk smoking jacket.
So it's like Genie from Aladdin, kind of, as a figure?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh my god.
But the first few times Ghost Denzel shows up, it's this like Ladysmith Black Mambazo music in the background, and it's like African tribal with drums and stuff. And it's the only time there's African music is the first couple of times that the cop
it's
sees
good that they
Ghost
stopped.
Denzel. Yeah, it is.
Like,
It is.
well, that sounds like.
But I think there was
another
African
movie.
music over the credits. That's the end goal.
Well, I didn't want to do a rap. I think that would be perhaps the most offensive choice I could possibly make in terms of what song I think would be perfect for you.
Why?
Is writing like a African style end credits theme to the podcast.
Yeah, a Ladysmith Black Mambazo theme would be weird.
Yeah, I didn't dare mispronounce that name. But now that I've heard you say it a number of times, Ladysmith Black Mambazo.
Yes.
I felt comfortable saying it. I'm glad. Okay, so I guess it's end credits theme. Is that what we're looking for?
Yes.
Okay. So it's the song that would play. So what's nice about that is that it's not necessarily related to the plot.
No, yeah.
Like My Heart Will Go On is like more thematically related.
Yes.
So whatever themes I think were really captured in the last hour and a half, 30 of which or 40 of which was lost. Guess that's it. Well, we're a little over time, but I'm okay with that because this is 2 episodes worth of stuff, and I've recorded people got to hear a song right away, whatever. But I've got one question for you. I already know the answer to it. Do you know the song Cars by Gary Newman? You didn't let me finish the question.
I knew what it was going to be by the look in your eye.
The guests at home, though, they don't know necessarily, but they should if they're listening this late. But do you know the song Cars by Gary Newman? And then you said the melody.
No, that's how much I know it because it's been stuck in my head since the last time I was here.
That makes sense because, for the listeners at home who don't know, Sylvia's about to go into my bathroom and listen to it 3 times in a row.
Yay.
Without stopping. It just goes and goes and goes.
Keeps going.
And during that time, I'm going to be writing her the end credits theme to this podcast.
Yay.
So we are gonna be back on You're Gonna Love This. Welcome back to You're Gonna Love This. We accidentally heard my outro to the last segment. Man, I had a lot of energy there. Put it all into that song. So we've got a very energetic song here. Sylvia.
I'm glad.
I don't even know if I want to ask, but I guess I'll ask, how was your second experience? I guess I should, why am I so hesitant to like ask you about what it's like to be on my podcast a second time and pretend that it's the first time? I don't know. Maybe
I don't know either.
I'm a creature of routine. This podcast has gone one way so far, and I'm thrown by the fact that it's going any other way and scared and anyway, and that's
I'm
what's
glad
happening.
I could share the experience with you. Don't be afraid.
Okay, good.
just me.
How was it?
It was good. I think the greatest challenge of your song is going to be getting Cars unlodged from my brain.
Okay. Well,
Lodged.
we'll see. Well, I would argue that a perfect song is going to be harder. But that's your prerogative, Prince, I think.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. Close, not even a little bit.
Spears, circa 2006.
She did a cover?
She covered it, and then she used the word prerogative in like every interview.
Cool.
I think that was how she learned that word.
And yeah,
I mean, that's how a lot of people learn that word. I'm not knocking Britney
Sure.
Spears. No one knew that word before Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown probably made it up.
yeah, I learned believe in with an apostrophe by listening to Journey.
Oh.
I didn't know that was a word before. Are you ready to hear your song?
I am. Are you
Okay.
ready to play the song?
I think so.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. in your arms. You'll be my shield, and you will never let me see harm. I will stay inside, and you will plow the fields. Open your arms. Open your heart. Open your chest cavity. That's a good start. I'm a skittish little lamb, and I'm looking for my ram. I'm down on bended knee, I'm starting to pray, and then I say, open your arms. Open your heart. Open your chest cavity. That's a good start. If you can't love me, who can? If you can't love me, who can? Please love me. Please love me. Please love me. Please, 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 please love me. And also open your heart. Open your arms. Open your chest cavity. That's a good start. Please love me.
Yay!
That's the end credits theme song to our podcast.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, that was a fun one. Okay. I had a fun time writing that. What?
At once or twice, I heard you over the sound of Gary Newman's
I was very loud.
cards,
I was real loud.
and I was very much looking forward to hearing what the hell was going to materialize as a result of what sounded like caterwauling in the bathroom.
It was.
And I am so satisfied
Thank you.
to find out the answer.
Yeah, that was. You know, I went with my heart's direction there.
It seemed like a theme because it was, you say your heart's direction, but it was also heart condition, and my heart will go on.
Sure. I think in my mind, I started with the word heart.
Yeah.
Because I had said that's what end credit theme songs are. I think to a large degree, I'm probably right. I think it's about like spirit and like
oh my God.
these like abstract concepts that are not.
No,
yeah.
well, because that seemed like such an end credit song. Because of course, a song. If there's a movie that's about a podcast and a computer being stolen and here, someone would write some bullshit like "Plow the Field," which doesn't relate to the story at all. You know, like that would be an end credit song to a movie that's kind of about like a lot about technology.
Right.
Really,
There's a
like,
lamb
there's
metaphor.
a lot of hardware involved,
Right.
but
There's
then
zero digital anything in the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. I think if I'm making myself laugh, that's a good sign. That's another. I feel like
Can I
I've
do
given.
this?
Totally.
I'm afraid
Please.
I'm ruining stuff.
You're being fine. Sylvia is clipping my headphone things into each other.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture later, or probably not.
Someone draw what I'm doing.
Oh my god, yeah. She is clipping together headphone, what would you call the device? Aggregators? Let's use aggregator because that's... Dongle. Aggregator dongles. That's the words you get.
Yeah.
We've got some listener challenges. Let's see how strong this community is, guys.
Adam's mom, what do you got?
Mom, please. My mom is actually... she's going to love me saying this. My mom is a fantastic watercolor painter.
Oh, really? Mom, do it!
That's 100% accurate. Me and my family have never made fun of my mom's watercolors. That's not at all the way that we interact with my mom about her watercolor habit.
Your smile tells me that that's totally earnest and true.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you call it a watercolor habit.
Right. That's what most artists have, is a habit of doing whatever their art is.
Jonesing for some watercolor.
Yeah, she gets her watercolor fix.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom. So there's your second song. I guess, I feel like when I get a perfect song, I know it. And when I have a person on, I think it's a combination of two things. Here's what a perfect song is. I've discovered the formula for myself, and I've said it a little bit before on the podcast. It's a nice person is the start. Like, I think a person, generally also a person that I know to a certain degree, the farther away you are from me, the easier it is going to be for you to tell me that it wasn't perfect.
Oh.
Is my general opinion. You are not like, I wouldn't call us close friends, but I've never not enjoyed being around you.
Well, I think the circumstances in which we met is like a forced intimacy thing, because it becomes like, I need help from you right now.
Yes.
I'm here to help you. That's my job.
Right. It's just, I was in forced servitude to you.
Yes, exactly.
So it bonds whether you want it to or not.
Yes, exactly. Are we going to tell your listeners what that means? Or are we just going to let them extrapolate for themselves?
I'll tell them,
what forced servitude is?
I forget, because I thought to myself, I've already recorded myself talking about this. Unfortunately, that recording was deleted. That's why we're doing this.
Yes.
Listeners at home, the way that Sylvia and I met was, Sylvia was the assistant director, and also I would call her the boss of the set, would be the more better word, because Johnny was mostly there to eat chips and drink Dr. Pepper and tell people
Johnny
what
was
to
doing
do.
art.
Yeah, he was being the artist.
Yeah.
And you were being the
logistics.
The boss. Mm-hmm. El jefe. La jefa, if that was appropriate Spanish. It's not.
It sounds like heifer.
Yes.
Which I'm fine with.
We met on the set of Byron Wu's pilot. There we go. Got the sentence out.
Yes.
It is called...
you did this last time, too.
I know, and I still can't remember.
It's called Utilities Included.
It's called Utilities Included. Of course it is. I'm the...
best friend.
I was going to say, quote-unquote, in it. Is the way that I'd put it. I think the quotes are also appropriate.
Yeah. Are you in it?
It depends on how they cut it, because I could very easily not. There are 2 shots currently where I've been filmed.
Oh.
So that's so exciting.
Congratulations.
I'm walking in to the party and getting rejected by former guest Chelsea Pope. Listen to YGLT 14 in order to see me getting rejected by a girl who gave me a perfect song. So fuck you, Byron. I hate you. Wow, that took a turn. Sylvia, what do you think of my song? Is it perfect or not?
The second part.
The second part is, if I'm enjoying writing it and I'm enjoying playing it and I haven't fucked up while playing it, I think those are the main things. I've also noticed that I notice my own chord, I guess problems is in quotes also, because it's just what ends up happening in the recording. But when I accidentally deviate from the chord plan that's in my head, I notice it and nobody else does. So I feel like I'm just not going to even talk about it anymore, because it's just...
Did you?
A little bit. Just a little bit. Mm-hmm. I also messed up the lyrics just a little bit. I switched the lines, open your arms, open your heart, in the second chorus.
They are words that sound very similar anyway.
They rhyme basically enough. They
but even when you're singing them too, they're kind of, the sounds could be.
Yeah. One of the criticisms I've had on this podcast, which is not a criticism most people give to music, but I get it on a podcast where somebody's listening to me writing a song where I'm writing for them, is that sometimes you can't understand the words that I'm saying. And I guess that's a criticism of things like Nirvana, but I'm that's not really a criticism. You're just noticing the way that he sings.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, that's my criteria. I don't think I was that clear.
Okay, so do you think I'm going to give you a perfect song based on that?
I do.
Yeah, I was gonna!
Yeah.
Yay! You had me at Plow the Field, and then when you said Heart Cavity, I was like, I want an MP3 of this.
I think in my mind too, there's something about, I don't know who these main characters are in this movie, but this is definitely like the man saying this to the woman of the show. Whatever this is, I think if we were protagonist romantic interests in a movie together, I think you would be the strong, capable one, and I would be the skittish lamb.
I'd be the field plower.
The field plower, my ram. That's the other one that I called it.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh man, yeah. Also, this song is real desperate.
I'm almost. I don't know why I'm picking that up.
Picking up the capo.
I am almost embarrassed to have given you 2 perfect scores because it makes me feel like people are going to think I'm some kind of loosey-goosey.
You know, I think if you've been a long-time listener, you'll know that those 2 songs were better than average for me. And also, I think you, having listened to some of the episodes, will know that I've written more songs.
That's true.
Shout out to Cassie Jerkins.
I liked that one.
It was fine.
Yeah.
There was a stretch.
Shithead named Trump.
That's true. I wrote 3 songs in a row about the election because it was difficult to not think about.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody who was on my podcast wanted to not think about it, which makes sense. I'm glad that I'm writing dumb shit again because that's more fun.
It is more fun.
Yeah.
But for the listeners at home, just so you don't think I'm some free love, willy-nilly non-critic, I will say the cinematography in La La Land was garbage. I will say it. Emma Stone's big moment is out of fucking focus.
I haven't actually seen La La Land yet. Am I a bad
Los
Angelino?
No, I do think, of the movies that are out this year, a lot of them are very kind of introverted indie movies.
Sure, there's like
probably get the
Manchester one.
Yeah, they're very like, all the movies are acting driven. All movies are acting driven. La La Land, I think, is worth seeing on big screen.
Immediately what came to mind when you said that was RoboCop is not acting driven. And I feel I almost feel confident in that statement.
Well, yeah, because you can't see his face.
Sure. But even, I will say though, Peter Weller, that almost makes him, sounds like it was like a cakewalk for him. I've heard that like getting in and out of that suit was like the biggest nightmare in the world. You could barely move in it. Like the biggest challenge, there's that scene where he does like I don't know what the motion is called, where you flick a gun in your index finger a bunch.
And it like spins on the trigger cage.
Holster? Trigger. Yes, you're right. That was a way that we have demonstrated who is the capable, strong one who would use the gun and who is the one who would say that you shoot with the holster. Trigger cage. Smart. It flips it around in his finger. Apparently that took like 6 hours because he can't move. Like,
wow.
So like just doing.
So that's actor driven, maybe not acting. But anyway, La La Land is worth seeing in a movie theater.
Okay, see, that's not a perfect rating. That's not a perfect rating at all.
No, worth seeing in a movie theater is not a perfect rating.
Right. The spectacle.
My perfect movie for this year, listeners, is Kubo and the Two Strings.
Ooh,
go see that.
Man, I haven't watched enough movies that came out this year to give my favorite movie of the year. I can give you my favorite movie that I watched this year, but that's a different answer. Probably a Stanley Kubrick movie because he's my favorite director. I think I watched The Shining again for the first time this year in a while, and that movie is terrifying now, and was not when I was a young kid because I didn't get it at all. And now I'm like, this movie is about a white man terrorizing his family and being just like a controlling evil, like the force of like white men's past is like what? Man. And a screen full of red is terrifying to me now in a way that it wasn't before, and knowing that it's coming is even worse.
Yeah, it's that's a great movie. That's a movie that in some ways, you're on the one hand glad to know stories about filmmaking. I kind of wish I knew less about the making of The Shining. You know what I will say? I agree with you. I also think, and doesn't make what he did any better. What Sylvia is referring to is the fact that Stanley Kubrick was an absolute monster on the set of The Shining. Yes, that's what I'm referring to. And I 100% don't abide it. I don't agree with it.
it is also, he was the villain of that movie in a lot of ways. Like, that's what, that, like, the truth of, like, you watch, like, the documentaries, he is, like, a villain. He was, he was channeling that energy. And, like, I don't agree, like, did it create great art? It sure did. Was it worth it for Shelley Duvall's sanity? No, it was not. Just like casually discarding a human psyche is not a good way to be. But like, I think it was intentional. That's not good, but it's at least art. You know?
Yeah. Have you seen the
Room 237?
Yes.
Of course I have. I don't think we have time to talk about it. We have time for plugs. Room 237 is great. Go watch it on Netflix.
Hold on. So am I on the advisory board thing twice now?
Oh, maybe. We'll
just
see.
once?
We'll see. I'm also kind of considering not doing that. So in the last episode, well, yeah, I'm sorry, but you got to have me write you 2 songs, so I don't really care. I've recorded one episode of the YGLT Advisory Perfection Board. I recorded it with Chaz Rogers, and it went a lot different than I thought. And like now, it was just like everybody liked it, and nobody wanted to change the rating. And I get that. In retrospect, I don't know why I thought.
What's the goal of the advisory board?
You know, in retrospect, I don't know if I know. I think the goal was to get people to change their ratings, and now I'm like, why do I want to do that? I think I think if you've listened to this podcast for more than maybe a minute, you can tell that I am a bit of an insecure individual. Do you think, how long would it take of listening to this particular podcast to tell that I was a little insecure?
When did you say mom dick?
So that was a good 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
I was very insecure in that moment. Yeah, I think I was just insecure about my musical abilities. And
I feel bad saying mom dick knowing that your mom is going to listen. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom. She's probably stopped listening by now. Maybe not. Moms don't know how podcasts work.
You're great at watercolor.
You're the best artist.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
You're so good, Mom. Sylvia, let's do some plugs. It's the whole reason why you were here in the first place.
It is.
I mentioned the name of it before. We talked about it a little bit. Fame Dogs.
Fame Dogs, yes. It's available on Facebook, Vimeo, and YouTube. Fame Dogs is a project that I wrote originally as a feature. It did the festival circuit as a feature. It premiered in May at the Grove at the LA Independent Filmmakers Showcase, where it won Best Comedy Feature. And now it's on the internet in 6 parts. It's been online for 2 weeks, and it's been viewed 40,000 times.
Yay!
Yay! Please watch it, listeners.
That's awesome. My podcast just got over 1,000 total listens.
Yes.
Which is like one of those things where you're like, I know on the scale of the internet, this means very little, but I'm very happy. Thank you, listeners, to everybody that listen. I'm very happy.
Yeah. I have one more plug.
Please.
My other podcast that I write for, Brick House. It's a NBA comedy podcast. I have been on it once, but I write for it every week. My husband, Bob Johnson, is the host. His co-host is Matt Baker. They did 70 episodes in 2016. Hopefully they will surpass that. We will surpass that in 2017. It's at brickhousepodcast.com. It's on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play and all of them. And it's also available on the Almighty Baller Podcast Network.
Look at you. That is, I would imagine, a basketball podcast network.
It is.
Are you the only comedy podcast on the basketball podcast network?
We are the only funny comedy podcast on the Almighty Baller Podcast Network.
That's my, what was that Hanna-Barbera character that would do that?
Oh!
That's my that guy impression.
Cat?
It was a pink cat.
Yeah.
Sylvester, maybe?
No, I think it was a yellow cat with a vest
was
and
that
fedora.
The Heavens to Murgatroyd?
Was
Is that guy? Yeah. I don't know. Those are... I may be doing a really good impression right now. I may be doing 2 impressions.
Both great.
Yeah.
Both good impressions.
As for you can find this podcast on Facebook at YGLT Podcast. You can find this podcast at all the things that Sylvia mentioned earlier. Any podcast apps you have, iTunes, Stitcher, on SoundCloud.com/YGLT Podcast. Any of those ways are available to you at home. You may also try the great tasting beers of Cali Creamin' Vanilla Cream Ale from Mother Earth Brew Company, located at 2055 Thibodeau Road, Suite H, if you would like to get there and you're on Santa Monica Boulevard. Take the 10. You can also Catch me doing improv at facebook.com/dadjokescomedy. We have a show this Saturday, the Arcade Currency Show at the Inner Sanctum at 7 p.m. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Arcade Currency Show features previous guests, Amon and Edgar Montplaisir, and they're great. And I'm very happy to be on that show.
Adam, for people who aren't improvisers, what's the Inner Sanctum? Where is it?
Good call. The Inner Sanctum is the cafe that is located at the Upper Citizens Brigade Sunset location in Los Angeles, California. If you'd like to get there, I'm not going to give you directions. You can look them up. Sounded like I was gearing up for that voice, and then I didn't. Yeah, that's where it is. It's located there. It's a free show. There's couches. There's coffee, probably. Sylvia rattled my headphone
Dongles.
Aggregates. Dongle aggregators. Again, please draw. It's just a general command. Those are all my plugs. Sylvia, I think I remember I told you I had an idea for a segment. Do you remember that? Before we started recording, I told you that I had an idea. My idea is, it's not really a segment, but for the end of the podcast, I'm going to take a picture of us while we're recording instead of previously when I would forget to do it and do it in cars and on random streets. How does that sound?
Cars. Full circle. You're welcome.
So full. Okay, let's get our faces. Oh boy, how's this going to happen? You know what? Okay. You're my strong, safe shield. Sylvia, can you please do the picture taking?
I think I can figure out how to do it.
Okay.
Where do I look? There.
Oh, let's get our glasses also. Let's get these things in frame. Okay.
Cheers.
Yay!
Did we do it? I think we
so.
did it.
I think so. Well, Sylvia, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me twice.
Yeah.
2 for 2, perfect score.
Bye.
Bye.